So this week's topic is product market fit or PMF. You may have heard PMF before, and product market fit. And this is a really important stage of a business's life cycle, particularly at that early stage, at the startup stage. And I wanted to go through this because it is really important that a finance leader, particularly a CFO, knows what PMF is, what the company needs to achieve in order to confirm that they have PMF, and why it's really important for a finance leader to understand that. If you haven't watched any of my videos before, my name's Alysha Randall. I'm a fractional CFO and I also run Financial Leadership Foundations, where I train new and aspiring finance leaders in startups and scale-ups specifically, just because this industry is quite different. So if that sounds like something for you, then if you're on YouTube, then click subscribe and take a look at some of my previous videos. And this week's video, I'm very happy to have my new glasses on. I don't have these crooked glasses like I have in the last few weeks. So let's start with PMF. What is it? So it's product market fit. And essentially, it's that point when a product really satisfies the needs of a specific market. So it's, if you think about it, it's when the product, whether it's a good or a service, whatever you're selling, it really solves a problem of a group of customers, and it creates enough value to them that they're willing to pay for it. So a great example of PMF is Uber. They launched in 2010 as an alternate to traditional taxi services. So before Uber, there was just traditional taxi services. So in the UK, famously, you had the black cabs. You also had some private companies, like local private companies, and that's about it. But Uber really solved a problem for customers who were dissatisfied with the inconvenience of hailing a taxi on the street. So the service, this new service being Uber, created enough value that customers were willing to pay for it. And it reached customers through a great go-to market strategy. So everyone has a phone, they just dial it on their phone and job done. So they got product market fit quite quickly, and obviously they have boomed since 2010. So there are many different ways of looking at PMF. And the first thing you want to do, particularly if, again, if you're working at early stage, I mean, not always, sometimes if you're really battling with sales, you may need to revisit that product market fit question. Or if you're adding products or services to your suite of services, you may want to decide whether there is a product market fit for this new channel, new product, or new service. So there's different ways of achieving PMF. So the first one, I just want to touch on the 40% rule, product market fit. So the 40% rule is a way to measure product market fit. It says that if at least 40% of your customers say that they would be very disappointed if a product was no longer available, then the company has achieved product market fit. So to justify product market fit, really need to gather some data and analyze from their customers. So, the way to do this is you have feedback forms, engagement metrics, revenue data, and really analyzing that to make sure that the product is meeting some of their target market. So there are several key elements to contribute to product market fit. And the first one is customer understanding. So the customer understands the needs, the desires, the pain points of the market. Now, I have found that what sometimes happens when people fail is they haven't done enough research, whether it's before the product or service is been released or it's during, especially that early stage. And it's constantly finding out, testing if the customer understanding is there or not. So say, for example, a company may release a product to the market and then they think that they understand what the customer wants. They're not asking questions before the product release and during the product launch, and then trying to get people to test it. And therefore, what they're assuming that customers want is actually incorrect, and therefore product market fit isn't achieved. So it's really getting under the skin of what the customers want. And that's obviously through basically talking to the customers. It sounds like a crazy thing, but if you've got tech businesses and you just have online platforms and you are not really talking to the customers, it's very hard to understand what they want. Product development, so developing a product that addresses this need. So first, if you've got a good customer understanding, then it's developing a product that really addresses what they want and their desire of what they want. So they kind of work together. And then thirdly is the go-to market strategy. So trying to work out what is the best way of delivering this product and acquiring the target market. So your sales and marketing strategies, essentially. So all of those three things really need to work in order for there to be product market fit. So there's obviously a lot going on there, and it's pretty much the entire company. But I obviously want to talk about why is this important for accountants and finance leaders rather than just think about CPOs or CCOs, and why is this important for us? So I wanted to just address quickly the product life cycle. This chart that I got from newbreedrevenue.com I thought was really a good way of showing the product life cycle and also where the product market fits in. But actually, you may notice that it's relatively aligned with the business life cycle, and therefore, if you're in the startup or scale-up world, also the fundraising, what kind of fundraising you're doing as well. This is why it starts becoming important. So at that early stage, you've got the development, and this is when you're doing those first two parts where you're understanding what the customer wants and then creating a product or service in order to meet those needs. So then you're introducing that to the market. So that's your go-to strategy in that at the beginning of the introduction phase. Now, at the end of that introduction phase is when you have product market fit. And that's when you're confident, or the business is confident, that they're able to then throw money at sales and marketing and really grow the volume of sales. Now, I will say what's important within that introduction phase is there may be many versions of the product or service that is going to the market. So I currently have a client who went through probably about 6 months worth of development. They introduced something right at the beginning and they realized that customers weren't coming back. So they had to change it slightly, and then they went to market again. And they realized people liked it and they're coming back, but the growth wasn't as high as what they wanted. People weren't excited about it. And they realized that they had to pivot slightly again. So they pivoted a third time, and then finally we're confident to say that, okay, this company now has product market fit and they are able to now just grow. So when you're thinking about fundraising, I know we're staring at this product lifecycle a lot, but that early introduction phase is the seed round. And you have your friends and family at the development round, your seed, potentially angels at your introduction phase. And that beginning of growth, it could be seed or Series A. And then you start the rest of your funding. So the seeds, you're planting seeds to grow something. And so at product market fit, it could be seed or pre-seed or post-seed. And then Series A really is to just grow something that you've achieved product market for. So that's why understanding product market fit is really important for startup companies, because it really sets that foundation for sustainable growth. So achieving that product market fit, it helps to validate the business models and really increases their attractiveness to investors. So when you're going through the pitch, you're looking at the company's financial strategy, you want to make sure you know whether you've got product market fit or not. So it's very important in those initial stages of the business to encourage focus on product market fit. It really should be the only focus, I'll be honest, rather than focusing on getting the most fanciest kit or hiring. Actually, it should absolutely just be focused on this one thing, product market fit, and just don't get distracted by anything else. It's so important, and you don't really have a business without it. So you'd be quite surprised how many times I've had to encourage this focus. If something doesn't get the business to product market fit, don't do it, don't spend it, don't hire it, don't look at it. Because if you don't have product market fit, then the company's going to fall over. They're going to struggle to acquire and retain customers. They're not going to be able to scale, and it's really difficult then for a CFO to achieve company financial goals. So whether it's the product market fit of the entire business, so with a startup it is the entire business, or you're introducing a product to a new region, or you're and a new market, which maybe react to the product or service quite differently to the home, or you're introducing a new product, you still have to go through that process of achieving product market fit. And you'll find that if you're pitching to investors and VCs, the focus will be how the company achieved product market fit, what problem the company is trying to fix. And then once product market fit has been achieved, the business is then able to invest in growth rather than primarily product development. So after the initial launch, I will say though, the product market fit is not a one-time event. So market conditions, customer needs, competitor activity, they can really change over time. And this means that companies do need to monitor and adapt their product and go-to marketing strategy to maintain that product market fit. So a perfect example is when I worked for a company many years ago, back in 2006, for a company called LoveFilm. Now, they were really interesting because the only way you could watch movies that you didn't own is you'd go to your local Blockbuster on a high street. You would rent a VHS or a DVD, so obviously pre-digital. You would take it home and then you'd have to return it the next day. So what LoveFilm did is you could do everything on a website. You could put all your preferences, and every single time you returned a DVD, you'd get one back in the mail within, say, 48, 72 hours or something like this. And so when you got your post in the morning, there would be some DVDs in there, and then you could watch them as many times as you wanted, and then you would just chuck it in the mail and return it. So LoveFilm was really innovative there back then with that. But obviously technological things changed. We started hearing about something called Netflix in the States, and we realized, or the company rather, realized that if something isn't done quickly, they will lose product market fit quite quickly. And that's when LoveFilm started building their digital platform. And after that 18 months, Amazon Prime UK purchased LoveFilm for the digital platform. So it had an amazing exit strategy. So that is a perfect example of product market fit not being a one and done process. It is something that product and commercials and the CFO and the CEO, the whole leadership team, do need to make sure that they maintain at all times. So it's worthwhile ensuring that product and commercial teams are consistently having this in the back of their minds, particularly if you find demand is dropping and there isn't a strong understanding as to why it's dropping. There may be some theories, but product market fit may be one of the reasons. It's both for the business and CFO. It's really important of the success of the business and also the success of how you as a finance leader can contribute and really add value to the business. So hopefully that gives you a good understanding of product market fit and why it's important, not just at the early stages, but throughout the whole life of the business. Even if you're a FTSE 100, you still need to consider a product market fit. So that should give you a good understanding. I just wanted to say that I do regular workshops for free if you wanted to attend one of those, where we look at a specific topic in a lot more detail, very much for finance leaders within startups or scale-ups. And if you're new to leadership and you want to understand leadership a bit more, then feel free to download our free guide. I'll leave a link below, and you can just click on the link and put in your email address, and that will go straight into your inbox. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.